everyone. Welcome. Greetings and gratitude to everyone here. It's the week of Thanksgiving here in the United States. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We're ready to go into those celebrations here, and in a matter of many people are starting right now. And I want to just start by saying, we love you, we're grateful for you. In Italian, you say, Ti voglio bene, we love you. And yes, welcome everyone. We got lots of people chiming in, say hello. Remember that if you don't want your anyone to know you're on the call, we respect that completely here at Oliabo. No problems. Just don't put your name up. Just don't mention that you're there. But welcome, David. Hey, welcome from Canada. And Adam. Well, of course, Adam's here. Adam, look at that handsome man. Look at that guy right there giving the thumbs up. Yes, Luis. Hey, andiamo. Yeah, you like that. And hello from Nebraska. Hey, we got Nebraska in the house. That's cool.
That's the first Nebraska I've seen.
From Vegas. This is wonderful. Happy Turkey Day. I like that. From the north. Thanks, Kurt. And Naomi. Oh, wonderful. Oh, it's so good. Donna. Hey, Donna, Tommy, and Lindsay. Hey. This is great. It's wonderful. And honestly, we're grateful for you all. Happy Thanksgiving and the week of Thanksgiving. I hope you're having a fantastic week as you express gratitude. Really, gratitude should be something that's every single day. But did you know that there's science behind gratitude? Did you know that? That as we're more grateful, it actually starts to change our brain chemistry and we start to see the world differently. There's something called the reticular activating system in our brain, and we start to suddenly see more things. The more grateful we are, the more things that magically appear in our lives to make us grateful for it. Isn't that interesting? We find more things to be grateful for, the more grateful we are. So we encourage us all here at Oliabo to live with an attitude of gratitude. We've heard that before, but it's very real. So welcome everyone. And we're going to dive right into this because we got a power-packed call here. Let's go to our first slide, Gordon. We're at Oliabo. You might be listening for the first time. You might be here for the first time. First of all, grateful you're here. We're thankful that you've joined us. Thanks for being part of it. What is Oliabo? I'll tell you the name. Those who've been here before, you know where the name hails from, but it was kind of fun. It was all of us, including like Ashley and a group of us, and Brent, and we were all just kind of around. We're just brainstorming, and we created a brand name, and it stands for Olia, is Italian, the feminine version of oil. Happens to be Leah, happens to be Gordon's oldest daughter's name too, which I think is quite special, Gordon.
I think it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's quite special. Olia, and botanica is Italian for botanical, so Oliabo. And it's kind of cool that we have that as a trademark. It's wonderful. So if you're watching for this for the first time, that's where our name comes from. This is our flagship product here. It's called Prima. So where does this come from? Where does this idea come from? I'm going to tell you my story, and this.
Give you a slide for that. How's that? You want to do Prima first?
Giddy up.
Okay.
And so I'll tell you my story and we're all going to have our own unique story, okay? Everyone's going to have, and this is an important point that you're going to hear people tell their stories because we are a storytelling people. Gosh, Gordon, I heard that when we were kids growing up, that this is an industry that we're a storytelling people.
Yeah.
Kent, I see Kent Wood. Look at that handsome man, Kent Wood over there. Oh, good grief. We're going to hear from him in a second.
Is he wearing a blazer? He's wearing a blazer. Oh my gosh, he's putting one up at us tonight. He's got the mahogany desk and his leather-bound books behind him.
Story.
Do they call in the office?
Welcome, Tim. So we're storytelling people. So my story is about this time last year, actually. I was, someone had sent, my wife had given me this freeze-dried mangosteen. It was quite a kind of a neat thing. And I sent a picture to Gordon. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I had this idea. I had a few ideas, just nothing more than just some thoughts in my mind. I'm like, hey, big brother, I think I want to go and check some stuff out and research a few things. And Gord's like, hold that thought, little brother. Come here.
So you were going to go to Bali, though. There was like an ingredient that you were looking at Bali.
It's all over the place.
And which is amazing because Southeast Asia has lots of botanicals. Yeah. But I was like, funny thing, in mom's hood growing up, there was.
Yeah. And I'm like, Gord, for real? So I go to his house because he's about an hour from my house. And we sat down and he tells us the story. And you see this story online. If you're wondering, what is your website? It's oliabo.com. Great. Thank you, Curtis. You secured that for us. Oliabo.com. Just go there. You'll see the story. You'll actually see a little bit about the fact that our mother is Italian. She was born and raised in Treviso, Italy, just north of Venice there. In fact, we have still a lot of family. And in fact, our cousin helped make the website and very involved in our business. And he told me this story about all the olive tree derived extracts and products that can come from this. And he started to tell me this story. I sat back and I thought, oh my gosh, right before our eyes, this is the oldest health and wellness story in the history of mankind, humankind, and it's never been properly told. Now you might know, you line up 100 people on a street. I don't care. Choose the city, wherever you want. Will they know about extra virgin olive oil? Yeah, I know about olive oil. I don't even have it on my counter. Then ask them, do you know about the extract from the leaf? It's called oloripine. And they'll be like, what? And then you say, well, did you know, and this is all on the website, by the way, scroll through. Did you know that there's an extract from the fruit of the olive? I didn't even know it was a fruit. Exactly. Okay, so did you know that fruit has an extract called verbascicide, and these two have incredible antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties to it, and it's good for gut health, and it's good for the immune system, and it's good for brain health, and it's good for and just start going through the list. I'm like, I didn't know that. And did you know it's good for the skin? No, I didn't know that. And then that's where our story comes in. And when I heard this, I realized we needed to tell this. We need to scream it from the rooftops. And that's what we do so well in this industry. We scream it from the rooftops. And so what you're seeing here is Prima. This is our flagship product. Has two what's called high phenolic extra virgin olive oil gel caps. Now there's olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, there's high phenolic extra virgin olive oil. This is what's in that category of high phenolic. And that means it's just really got high phenolic. That's what that means, high phenolic. The phenolic count is really high. And it's infused with rosemary. Why? Because our mother cooked with rosemary. This was a very important part of our life growing up. And in fact, I was on with Tommy Johnson. We were on a call with someone, and they said, oh my gosh, I remember your mother gave me some rosemary when I wasn't feeling well on a plane. And when I landed, I was feeling better. It was kind of cool. It was a cool story. You're going to see a couple other capsules there. There's one that we created this word called olivectin, and it's just our own made up word. And we're trademarked that as well. And that's a proprietary blend of the leaf extract and the fruit extract that's in there. Powerful, powerful stuff. And then you just see a red capsule. We call it the Rosa. I know that's really, really unique. Rosa. Red in Italian. And that contains grapeseed extract and lycopene extract. Lycopene from tomato. My mother cooked from tomatoes every single day of our lives. It's a very big part of a Mediterranean diet. Grapes are a big part of the Mediterranean diet. We're going after that Mediterranean secret, I'm telling you. And olives is right at the top of it. And it's like the king. It's like the king of what they have to offer in the Mediterranean diet. And we're blessed to bring this to market. This is our story in a nutshell, of course. And then, of course, as soon as we started telling the story, we realized everyone's rushing out trying to get extra virgin olive oil. And what you learn in this story, and what Gort told me that day back about a year ago, is I realized, you know what? It's not everything is what you think it is on the shelves. In fact, as much as 70 to 80% of olive oil is not even real extra virgin olive oil.
Or at least 100%, right? That's
at least 100%. Yeah. Like they cut it with other seed oils and whatnot. And so we've secured this amazing extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed from Italy, and we're thrilled to be able to bring this to market as well. So this is our story. And here we are.
So we have them, like we have a little, these are actually the real product. This is the first week that we're doing this, right? So
yep.
I don't think we've shown the fact that these are the real.
This is real. This is it. And guess what? We got some updates here on this. So we're going to talk about this here with Adam. Adam. Good Adam. The handsome man Adam. Talk to us about
the Fauser party. It's like Adam gets the celestial back. Ah, here comes Adam.
Why don't you talk to us a little bit about shipping, brother?
Absolutely. So Curtis, if you could cue up the video.
Absolutely.
But I have one of the most exciting announcements for tonight's presentation that I'm super excited for, super thankful for. We're in the week of Thanksgiving. Brenda Cook in the chat sent to everybody that we launched opening up ordering, that we opened up signups, that is, on the week of Canadian Thanksgiving. And so this is the week of Thanksgiving here in the United States, and we have another exciting announcement to make. So go ahead, Curtis, if you'll go ahead and play that video for us. There's no sound.
Oh, man. By the way, that little imagery, I appreciate that, Adam. That's Veneto, well, Venice, but in Veneto is where my mom's hometown of Treviso is, about 20 minutes from this. At 20 minutes, if you were to, like, I don't know, take a hovercraft or I don't know, whatever, because there's a lagoon and a bridge and whatnot. Nicely done.
So how exciting is that, everyone? We are officially shipping Prima. And so those orders that you saw being packed were actually shipped out today. And so that is the surprise announcement for you guys tonight. I know I've been getting a lot of text messages asking when is shipping, and I've even gotten a lot of those today. And so it's been hard not to tell people that we were actually in the process of shipping, but we wanted to keep that excitement and announcement for this evening. So a couple things that I want to go over is what we can expect with shipping times. So we did open up international shipping, and so I'm going to go over the US, but also the markets that we're shipping to internationally. And so first I'll talk about the US. So for the US, we can expect about 2 to 7 business days. So obviously, if you're closer to Utah, all of our products are going to be shipping from our warehouse here in Utah. So if you're closer to Utah, you're going to see a little bit shorter times. If you're over on the East Coast, you're going to see a little bit longer times. And those 7 business days, I can tell you that's going to be to more of a rural area, not to a bigger city. This week, although, I want to also preface that we have Thanksgiving this week, which means that shipments are going to be a little bit slower this week because a lot of the shipping partners are not only overloaded with shipments for Black Friday. Every company right now is doing their Black Friday deals, but they're overloaded with those shipments, but they also have the days of Thanksgiving to consider as well. So US is 2 to 7 business days. And then up north, we have Canada. And Canada, I've worked with actually over the past 8 years. The past 6 years of that has been partnered with Landmark Global, which is our shipping partner. And I can tell you in my experience that Landmark can get things to Canada much faster than a lot of other carriers can. In my experience, I've seen shipments get there as fast as within 2 business days, which is just crazy to me because that has to get all the way up to the border, has to clear through customs, and then get to the end recipient. So I'm only telling you that because that's an experience that I've seen in the past. However, Landmark does say that their expected ship times are 3 to 5 business days for Canada. Again, if you live in a rural area in Canada, you're going to see a little bit longer shipping times. So real quick, we've got Australia. Australia is about 6 to 14 business days. So again, if you're in an area where there's an inception point where Landmark ships into, so that's Brisbane, you've got Melbourne, Sydney, and Perth. And so Perth is over on the western side of Australia. So there's not really anything that's in the northern part of Australia. So those parts in the northern that are like Darwin, those are going to take a little bit longer to get there. Now, if we're talking about Europe, UK is where the inception point for the UK. And we expect about 3 to 7 business days. So actually about the same as the US. So they get stuff to Europe really fast. And the way that they do that is that they book flights directly from here that then gets sent over to the UK into the inception point. It goes through customs and then it gets dispersed from there. So if it's going to Germany, for example, it's going to go through customs in the UK and then get pushed off to Germany. But if you're in the UK, then you're going to see those packages a lot faster. So that's going to cover UK, Germany, and Ireland. Now, the last one that I want to talk, well, I got 2 more. Mexico. Mexico is about 7 to 15 business days. The average is 11 business days. And the reason for that is that the border between the US and Mexico, it just takes a lot longer, the process of getting things through customs. So we see a little bit of delays in those shipments. And then lastly, we're open in the Philippines. So I'll talk about Asia. Asia as a whole is 8 business days to 15 business days. So when we were talking to somebody over in the Philippines, he actually said that's extremely fast for Asia. And not only that, but I want to also mention that all of these are shipping through a DDP service. DDP means delivery duties paid. That means that once it gets to the country, customs isn't going to calculate all of the taxes, the import taxes, the duties, and everything it takes to get it through customs to the end user and pass those on to the customer. So what I'm talking about is a DDU service where customs will contact a customer and say, for us to release this package out of customs, you're going to have to pay all of the import taxes and the duties and fees that are associated. We don't like that. We said, nope, we're not doing that. We're doing a DDP service, which means that we take care of all of that on the front end so that you don't have to worry about any of those delays on the way to your front doorstep. So those are the shipping updates that I've got for you guys today. We are super excited about the fact that we sent our shipments out today. There are a few shipments that they're still working on some address corrections for. So if you don't see tracking that's showing up in your back office, then that very well could be why. But you can reach out to us. If you're not seeing it, we can just verify your address and go through that. But we also have an address verification system that we're pushing those through automatically as well. So I'm going to throw it back to you, Curtis, Joe, and Gordon.
Thanks, Adam. That was great. I do want to jump in, if that's okay, Gordon, about this olive oil.
Yeah.
Our Oliabo extra virgin olive oil, culinary olive oil. That one's going to ship next week, so just a little heads up. It's just in the final stages of production. So if you're wondering, hey, why isn't that showing up on my tracking? That'll come in a separate one, and we'll just have a second shipment go out next week. So thank you for your patience on that, but it's coming together real quick. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries, Joe. Let me see here. Advance my slide. Oh, no, hold on.
Which, by the way, I love our Oliabo extra virgin olive oil. It's an Italian olive oil, phenomenal, and I've been lucky enough to be able to consume it on a daily basis. And some of you have heard me talking about. I really mean what I said. Like, man, we need to scream this from the rooftops about the benefits and everything. Anytime you've heard us talking, Curtis has always done such a good job going all through all these benefits. That's an extra virgin olive oil benefits. If you have a pure extra virgin olive oil, all these studies that we've talked about, that's what we're talking about. It just gets even.
And then you amp it up with Prima.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you amp it up with Prima with all the incredible compounds that are in there, from the leaf extract, from the fruit extract, from the high phenolic extra virgin olive oil. I mean, that's why we're always centered around the whole story of olive tree derived products. Something I want to note on the shipping before we move on is that, you know, it's always incredibly hard when you're starting a new venture, especially when there's products involved like this, where we're sourcing and developing the sourcing solutions and the relationships that we've developed so that we can really know from tree to tin is kind of how we're thinking about it, right? These are going to be tins very soon, but from tree to tin, right? We know the source of where the olives and the olive tree derived components are coming from. We've built those relationships and we've developed that supply chain. And it takes time to do that. But for months, we've been aiming at what time period for shipping? now. And so I mean, everybody and your patience and support, but the team coming together and making this happen, it's really exciting. We've been really hitting these timelines pretty effectively. And I just want to say congrats to everybody and thank all of you for your support and belief and for joining us on this journey.
It's amazing. Like, honestly, we were saying this. We didn't share it because we wanted to hit the date, but we were like, wouldn't it be great if we could do it by Thanksgiving, right? At first, it was like the end of November. If we could ship on the week of Thanksgiving. And it was nice to point out that there was a Canadian Thanksgiving moment in there too. But yeah, we were able to pull it off. There is a phrase that we use around here about wet paint. I have one of my, excuse me, these gentlemen have that effect on me. I don't know. I think I swallowed some soup right before this. Okay. There's a gentleman on the line, Brent. I can see him. Brent Baum. Brent, give a wave. He's got he's in his house in California tonight. But Brent is a buddy of mine from the entertainment industry that joined us on this adventure as well. A ridiculously talented executive. He's actually he finished another movie this past summer. We were talking about it today. He's in something called post-production right now, and he recently showed me a teaser for his upcoming movie, which is kind of neat. Right now, Brent is no doubt, we haven't talked about this part, but he's no doubt been looking at rough cuts of the movie. This is a process that in the film industry is absolutely terrifying as somebody that produces movies, because it's a little bit like seeing your kids' awkward school photos when they're young. It's cute and chaotic, but like full of potential. And there are some movies, but the first time I saw a rough cut of the first movie I made, I was like, I've made a horrible mistake with the last 3 months of my life. It was, Ashley was there enjoying the moment. It's one of those things that you start with a rough cut and then you piece it together. So we call it wet paint around here. And last week, or 2 weeks ago, it was last week, we had metaphoric wet paint and real wet paint. On the other side of this wall was a gentleman named Brent painting. Tonight I have a rough cut of a Complan video. It isn't done yet. It still has, you're going to see, it's really rough. You can see the basic idea. There's things there's some fly-ins. It has to be color corrected. I look a little bit like I have jaundice because I'm underneath the fluorescent lights in the shot. They do color correction. Brent knows this for a fact. Until a movie's been color corrected, you would be freaked out to see those first few shots. You spend a lot of money color correcting and fixing. But anyway, if you guys are okay, I'll show you. This is how simple our comp plan is. This analogy was actually the videographer was shooting, and he gave this idea to me. In my office is a guitar. I explain it in this video. There's a guitar in my office that I built. I wanted a guitar. I wanted a Fender Telecaster, but I wanted a bunch of really cool features on it, and I wanted it to behave like I wanted to behave. It's kind of the same way as our comp plan. So this is 4 minutes and 50 something seconds. You're going to see all the areas that will be filled in. This gives you the basics, all 3 areas, again, very rough, but it gives you an idea of how simple our comp plan is to explain. So hopefully we have A and V. Curtis, this is my office.
There's only one of these in the world. That's the only one. I made it. It's mine. This is an actual Squire Telecaster body that I Frankensteined together with a American-made Telecaster neck. The comp plan that we're creating here is unlike any other comp plan that's ever been done. Okay, the Premio Pay plan by Oliabo. We give it a nice name to describe the unique set of variables that go into the creation of our comp plan. First and foremost, number 1, sprints. The only thing you need to do to qualify for sprints is be in our system. Anybody you introduce to the product who makes a purchase, on their first purchase, you will make 25%. The second component of sprint, though, is that if you personally commit to 200 QV per month, you get an additional bonus of 10% on anyone on your second level of sales. Done. That's the end of the sprint section. Number 2, baseline, which is our monthly commission checks. Now, the first kickoff for that is something we call a rep. You really need anywhere between 0 and 99 QV. You're instantly qualified for 5% on your front level. A Brava rep is somebody that a personal purchase that month. If you have a personal purchase of any qualifying volume product in Oliabo, you are eligible to receive 5% plus 5% on the second level of your organization. We like to say Oliabo is me plus 3. That's the little rhythmic device to encourage you to get 3 people like yourself interested in doing a business on their own. First level is something we call Kappa. Kappa is yourself plus 3 people like yourself that are interested in doing 100 qualifying volume per month. The other component is that somewhere in your organization you have 1,000 qualifying volume. That's it. That makes you eligible for 3 levels of commissions. Quinto, the next level, is yourself doing 100 QV per month. Somewhere in your organization you have 5,000 group qualifying volume, and each one of the 3 people that you introduce to the company does 100 QV with 1,000 group qualifying volume. Done. The next level, Venti. Venti is where you're really starting to develop some leadership to your group. For the level of Venti, we're asking for 200 qualifying volume per month. That's the most we ever ask, by the way. You still have your 3 leaders that you're working with. Each one of them have 5,000 in group qualifying volume per month and a personal purchase of 100. We are now asking you to add an additional 100 QV customer in addition to that. So now we have 4 people. 1 is brand new. The top level in the Premio plan is Premio. We named the comp plan after it. Premio means you're maxing out your baseline commissions, what you can earn on your organization, making you eligible for 8 levels of volume. First and foremost, we're asking you to get 200 qualifying volume worth of product every month. Of your original 3, we request that you take 2 of them to 200 qualifying personal volume per month with 20,000 in group qualifying volume. The third one, we're still building 100 QV with 5,000 group qualifying per month. We now have a total of 5 personally sponsored customers in the system with an organizational volume of 50,000 group qualifying volume. That's it. That quick capsule summary is what it takes to do Premio. Global bonus. 3, global bonus pool. You enter it by becoming a Premio. Those who maintain Premio for 3 months enter into the global bonus pool. What does that mean? Well, 5% of all global volume sales go into our global quarterly pool. The bigger your organization, the bigger your percentage of the pro rata pool. So there you have it, the Premio Pay plan. Sprints, baselines, quarterly bonus. When you get a job, you go to work for a company. When you join Oliabo, the company goes to work for you. To work where you want and earn what you deserve, but more accurately, we encourage you to work where you want, when you want, with whomever you want, and earn what you deserve. My guitar playing is less than perfect, but our comp plan is pretty dang close to it. So there you go.
Now I got a little, thank you, Brent. Even if that's a courtesy clap, Brent has seen what the first cut of any movie is, and you feel that like, oh my goodness, please tell me I didn't get out of bed just for that. Like it will be better, okay? But I figured everybody in this call, we're amongst friends. We have the ability to see this a little wet paint.
You know what's kind of fun about this, Gord, though? Because you've heard live on the calls, everyone, Ray has challenged us. You need 3 videos, and this is one of them. And it's coming, Ray. Yeah, it's coming. And so, look, that's very cool.
It's coming along, and I appreciate that. Thanks for this is an amazing group of folks. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this with in this industry. I think this rough cut is so rough that I think the time code still thinks it's in charge of it. But Brent knows what that means. There's a little humor in there from my days in the entertainment industry. But it's pretty close, folks. Like we have imagine that with a little more polish. But that's the simplicity and the power of our plan. And I know everybody's like, well, what if I place in? Okay, we turn placement function off. Well, what about? No, I'm not doing every scenario. Well, these are the basics. And then the one part of it was so funny. The videographer's like, all right, can you like, we're just gonna fill out the pro rata. How do you explain pro rata? I'm like, yeah, exactly. He's like, okay, get that to me, and can you get that to me in the next 20 minutes? I'm like, I have to turn my phone off for an hour and think about it. He's like, ooh. I'm like, for 30 seconds of content for that, you gotta have a good thunk about it.
Well, and the great thing about this is that this is that initial tool, right? This is for introducing people to what we're doing, where we're at. It's similar to the, short story, the team, the background. It's giving you these tools in fun, entertaining, but great information ways. And then we can get deeper on the weekly calls we do about comp plan, other videos that are out there. So this is going to be a great tool.
It'll be fun. Also, there's a great deal of entertainment in indie movies. Brent and I go back and forth on this. He's like, Brent worked for big studios right now. He's a kind of an indie guy. And I was like, I liked it with a little gritty art. And Brent will just roll his eyes at me. So there's a little bit of the indie spirit there, Brent. And I'm tossing a little bit of like this to you. So that was the lead up to our CFO. Okay, I love this commissions update. This person, I created this graphic, and underneath she's supposed to be holding Oliabo, but instead she's holding Kent. Commissions update. So Kent, hopefully your mic's on, and I'll let you do a little commissions update, because folks, you've been so patient, and Kent has updates, and I am ADD, and Kent is very pragmatic, and so this is the part where you want him to take over. So, Kent,
Gordon,
take it away.
that video is so amazing, and just the chat is certainly reflecting the enthusiasm that we have for both the comp plan, but also the creative genius that can help us have the tools to make this thing explode. There is some great news, folks. We are calculating commissions early next week, and you will receive your first commission payments on Friday of next week. Huge kudos to Curtis, Adam, our developers, who are working through the process to make sure that we can calculate and pay accurately. We're also going to pay on time every time, and that starts next week. The other key component of our paying commissions is that we have secured our relationship with a company called PayQuicker. One of the jokes that Gordon makes is that these guys are much, much better than the company Pay Slower. So we opted to go with the better partner in this case. And PayQuicker will be sending you invites as you earn commissions that you will go in and create that account. As we work through the various partners that could support us in a payment system, the fees for you will be about 70% less than what Adam and myself and Joe and Gordon have seen other companies that have used pay cards. So we're excited about the efficient way that we can get you money, the secure and the options that you have with that money as it comes to you. But we are thrilled to have you get those accounts within the next week so that you can then do what you need to with your compensation.
Can I put you on the spot for a second?
Absolutely.
You dropped the soundbite that you said, we will never miss a commission run, and you're committed to make sure they're not late. I don't know how many years you and I have worked together in previous lives, but we never missed a commission run, and we were always on time. And I think it's probably, I would guess, like 300, 250 monthly unilevel checks you and I worked together, and then add I don't know what that would be as far as the weeklies, and then you throw in the quarterlies, but we never missed one, including international markets. Am I correct?
So Gordon, I'm not the one that's very good at math. That's why we have guys like Joe around to make up for it. But we did 15 years of 52 weeks, weekly pay. That's 15 years times 12 for monthlies, quarterlies. So that it adds up pretty close. We're pushing about 1,000 commission runs, in addition to other companies that we've done this for as well over the last 35 years. We've made all our mistakes with those companies, and we haven't done it. We've not made those mistakes as owners for those 15 years, and we're not going to start now.
You're the best. I like to throw Kent. I like to throw scenarios at Kent, so he has to do quick math. I call it his Rain Man moment. He's like, definitely okay. You just see his brain go, 12 months, monthly, weeklies. I never thought 52 weeks in a year. I was like, oh, it's gonna stump him. But yeah.
And I think this goes without saying, but I think just to clarify, Gord went through the compensation plan, sprints, and then so forth. This will be for sprints, correct, Kent? Unless, of course, a person placed 2 orders in the last couple of weeks, and then that second order would be pushed over to the unit level, correct?
Correct. Monthlies will happen mid-December, but any orders that have happened that have been initial orders to this point, Joe, are coming out in sprints a week from Friday.
That's correct. Okay.
Okay. Kent. Okay, Kent. Thank you very much, partner. Okay, Curtis just asked me a question and I don't know, and I just looked at my thing and he's like, "Is it Kent's birthday?" I'm like, "I certainly hope I didn't miss it. Is it your birthday?"
No, we've got some of our beautiful friends jumping the gun by 6 hours or whatever it is.
Zones. Well, happy birthday tomorrow.
Kent
Well,
is turning
thank you.
42. So
No, never mind. We'll do that to you, Kent. We'll do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I was about to feel really bad if it was today because I spent the whole day working with you. I'll be a really crappy friend. All right. I'm at least a less crappy friend. Thanks. Thanks, partner. Appreciate it. Testimonial. This is the funniest show. Let me just let the people see your face on this. I'm going to stop screen sharing here for a second because I heard the funniest testimonial today.
I'll make it. I'll simplify. Basically,
you'll see why.
So
the person that gives the testimonial is not on for reasons because she's a little embarrassed, but it's funny.
Oh, well, it basically comes down. You've heard Ashley actually is a fairly similar testimonial. Ashley's told that on when it comes to the flex, and we'll let Ashley. This is leading into Ashley being able to say a few words here tonight, and. You heard Ashley talk about this. In fact, maybe you could share that a little bit later, but we've shared our own personal experiences with Flex. Flex, for those who are not familiar, is going to be it's a product that's in production right now. I'll let Ashley talk about that a little bit more later, but it is an amazing formula of high phenolic extra virgin olive oil with mangosteen pericarp oil and mangosteen seed oil and frankincense and all these amazing, and the extracts, by the way, the leaf extract that I talked about earlier, the verbascicide from the fruit extract, all combined into this incredible formula to help with muscles, sore muscles and joints, and it really does work. And Ashley's had a very similar story where she used it on one side of her body and it was feeling better, but the other side was not feeling so much better. And Patricia Guzman, I got to give you a huge shout out. This woman, if any of you don't know her, I don't know how many marathons she's up to, but I know back in a former life we tracked her. She was doing 50 marathons, and by the age of 50, she's like a remarkable athlete. And she had ridden in a little while. She decided, I'm going to ride a 100-mile bike race. And she did it over the weekend. So congratulations, Patricia, incredible. But she talked about how she had just a little bit of the Flex sample
left that Dr. Guzman had around the house. And so she was able to put it on part of her body, but not on the other part. And she says, so I'm walking around with part of my body feeling really good, kind of like Ashley's explained in the past. And the other side not so good. So Ashley, we need this thing to come to market quick, you know? And so I know that everyone's excited, and so Ashley will tell us about that. But I will give my own personal experience because I've used it on my ankle. I've broken both my ankles in my life. I've used it on my ankle, my knees, sore muscles. Anyone who's got, it's incredible. This stuff is like nothing I've ever seen before. And I'm really excited for people to be able to share it. So, excellent. Is Ashley up next?
Ashley, it is, that's the testimonial. I'm going to say one thing here. Let me share.
We got one more thing. But that's it. Just note that it's coming, and we're thrilled. This is all just kind of happening almost exactly like we've said. We've said that Flex is going to be coming out in the month of December before the end of the year, so you'll hear more about that. But yeah, Emporio, I love that.
Oh, okay.
This is
This-
great.
I have to reiterate this one because it was last week. People are like, what was the word? Okay, Emporio. Maybe you've seen like Emporio Armani. It's like it's a subset of Armani. Emporio just means like, I don't know, it's like a shop stuff, right? So Emporio is the area that the website, the pull down menu, before we went live with that one, it's basically our merch area. And I'll just reiterate, if I wasn't clear about that last week, Emporio will be the part of our website that will be, it's product, but product is just swag and stuff. And there's stuff coming out, more of it coming out very shortly. But Ashley, I just deleted, I got the greatest photo and I'm waiting for next week to introduce you because it's money. And, but yeah, I'm gonna have you maybe share a few things about the Flex updates, just quick Flex updates,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
So I'll
for
take this
sure.
off Sharon.
Okay. So Flex is coming so soon. We're still getting it before Christmas. It should be here the first week in December, able to order. So we're gonna get that ready for you guys to order for gifts, for yourselves, for whatever you want. But yeah, we're really excited about that. Yes, that's all I can say. I want to say more about everything, but I can't. I'll just hold it to that.
By the way, Ashley, you did an amazing job on a call
Oh
last
my
night,
gosh,
apparently.
what is this?
Sorry,
I was there.
yeah, that's Joe's kid at the top of that.
That's my son up there.
Yeah, I think Ashley's first rappelling thing, and it was like, Eric, go off this cliff. Sorry, that was supposed to be your intro slide. It got messed up.
Thank you. Thanks.
Ashley did a call last night with Adam and who was the host? Was it Ray hosting it last night?
No, Hernan and Robin.
Okay, excellent. Yes. So Joe was with me. My son performed, his band performed at a place called Kilby Court. It was a very proud moment. My kid is amazing. He's a senior in high school and his band played this cool venue last night. And I was there and I was like, this call's been going on for about an hour, right? I was looking at the little updates. People were texting me. I couldn't answer my phone. It was loud. And I have like the deaf one ear still today from listening to my son's band. But yeah, so Ashley and Adam, thank you for that. Okay, so one final plug here before we kind of go into the close. Social. I'm surprised still that I'm still getting people like, hey, there's a video or something I saw. How'd you guys see that? I was like, well, it's on our social media. Oh, where's that? So it's just, these are the things. I don't know what these little things mean. Ashley, they just hot link you the QR codes.
Yeah. If you scan them with your phone, they'll link you to the correct platform.
And then also on the website, we have links. If you go to the website, scroll to the bottom, in the footer of the website, there's links to all of them as well, including our Vimeo video library as well.
Beautiful. Okay, so Curtis, there was a few things you were going to show about the tracking, and you want to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I showed a little bit, but I can show it again just to make sure, because there are some questions. I want to make sure everybody is aware of how that works. So to see your order tracking, let me share my screen here.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. There we go. Share. Okay, here we go. So this is just my my little back office here. So if you want to see tracking on your orders, just go to My Orders, and then over here you see this little truck here. Next to one of your orders, you click on the little truck. It pops up the tracking information, and then you can click on this to then link out to see the detail. Right. So click this link, and then it will open up. This is our partner Landmark, and it will open up and show you the tracking history, where it's at. You can then see if it's going, FedEx or UPS or whatever it is, and you can get more detail by clicking that, and it'll link you out to the page of the actual delivery partner. So that's it. So that's all integrated. If you've got any questions, as always, right, reach out to us, support@oliabo.com, or there's also a number you can call, and we'll answer if we can, or leave a message and we'll get back to you if not. But yeah, it's all happening.
Beautiful.
And there was another question, just a reminder, the culinary extra virgin olive oil, that'll start shipping next week. So we didn't want to hold off on Prima and wait. And so we thought, let's get Prima going right now because we've got it. And then we'll get the extra virgin olive oil out to you next week.
Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, thanks. I haven't talked to Ray today. That is a phrase I am not used to saying. Is Ray on the line right now?
Yeah,
I know he's on.
Yeah,
I'm getting at him right now.
okay, so
I don't want to surprise him, so I was
generally, yeah, I haven't, I'm throwing an audible, hopefully he's on. But yeah, usually I'm a little bit OCD now. I think if we didn't finish with Ray, if he's on the line, it will be bad. We might like mess up our karma or something.
yeah, he's there. He's here.
There is a one of the funniest story. One day we are going to tell this story, Ray. Today is not the day, but there was a moment where I saw the craziest thing in my career ever, and Ray and I witnessed it together. And it may or may not have been the owner of a direct selling company who had dressed up like a clown and I think had been drinking quite heavily and fell off a stage because delivering a message that was like, this business is so easy, a drunk clown could do it, and fell off the stage. And if you think I'm making that up, there are a few people in my world still around that witnessed it. And one of them was Ray. And he looked at me and he said, Gordon, my boy, you might want to sharpen your resume. And that was the quote. It's my favorite Ray Herring quote of all time. One day we'll unpack that story because it really happened. But hey, Ray, my good friend, welcome to the call.
What a way to be introduced, eh, Ray?
Oh, some things are stuck in your brain like spaghetti on a wall. I'll never forget that one, Gordon. And we could entertain them with some more stories as well. But we've kind of seen it all. That's why Oliabo looks so wonderful to me, and I know to all the people here tonight, sending up all the hearts. And I mean, we're all so thankful. It is Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I got to tell you, I'm so thankful. I mean, I really am. I'm thankful for this executive team. I'm thankful for Oliabo. I'm thankful for these products that I promise you it's going to impact the world for good. This thing is bigger than you possibly can imagine, folks. I'm kind of had a preview. I've worked with these guys, especially Gordon and Joe and Kent, for a long, long time. Gordon and I worked together long before Zango was even a company. And I ask you, if you just don't know, probably 30% of the people on this Zoom here tonight, they know exactly what I'm saying. I'll ask you to borrow my vision for what's going to take place. It's going to kind of be like an explosion around the world, And I'm thinking about it being Thanksgiving. And like I said, thankful for so many, many things. I'm reminded, you all know, you're probably familiar with my story 40 years ago, born in a house with a dirt floor in Oklahoma. Very poor, grew up very poor. My mom and dad always struggling, 6 of us kids. And I found this industry, or it found me. A good friend of mine often says, was it God, or was it odd, or was it God? I think in my case, it was definitely God. Got introduced to Mr. Jim Rohn, and he taught me the magic formula. I'm going to say this and say this till it's stuck like spaghetti on the wall of your brain. Understand me real clearly. There's no better time to build a network marketing business, an empire, if you want to, than the first 90 days, your first 90-day effort. It's much better when the company just hit the switch. You can tell we just hit the switch and product went out for the very first time today. It's overused in this industry where people always say, well, the timing is just right. You're at the right place at the right time. That may sound corny to you, and maybe you've heard it many times, but I'm telling you, you heard it here first tonight. Write it down and say, I said it. You are at the right place at the right time. You're with the right group. There are people that care about you. I'm telling you, they'll treat you with great respect, always pay you on time, and they always care about your welfare. I've experienced that firsthand for a long time. I was part of those thousands and thousands of checks that were written all those years ago, and it gave me a pretty good life, folks. It really did. Allowed me to live in 4 different places in the world. And my story recently, I told it that I decided over, 32 of the 40 years I've been doing this, knocked it out of the park, completely out of the park. And I had decided, though, in the last 8 years, there just wasn't anything worth looking at. There's some good companies out there, a few of them, but they're old, mature companies, and the world's heard about them. And I had no interest. I decided I was going to downsize my life and sell a couple of properties and just retire in Oklahoma in a golf community where I own a home there and work on my golf game that was never, ever going to be improved. I don't care how many years the Lord gives me. And it wasn't very fulfilling. And I get the call from Gordon Morton. And he had me at hello. I love the guy, love Joe and Kent and all these folks. I mean, look, I've known their whole family for over 30 years. So I trust them. For me, I'm to the point in my life where trust means everything to me. So I trust them, and it put a spring in my step right away. And that exit plan that I had planned, I took care of that. Sold the place in Oklahoma on the golf course. It's not even an option for me now because I'm going to be right here with Oliabo, working with all of you, giving it my absolute best. Folks, I promise you, we got the recipe for success. I love that comp plan video. Good job, Gordon. We got 2 more to go. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And so it's 3 and me. It's what it is. But we're going to show you if you just tune in, attend the Zooms. We'll show you just exactly how we build this. And I think not possible. I think there's some real probabilities if you're willing to give it all you got, realize where you are in this timing game. Go for it for 90 days. Jim Rohn taught me 40 years ago. He goes, Ray, after hearing a little bit of my story, he goes, well, look, you find the right opportunity at the right time in this industry. You work like your life depended on it for 90 days. It could set you up financially for the rest of your life. I internalized that. And you know what my life was like. I mean, Cheryl and I were married. We had 3 children. Our daughter was on the way. Times were tough, way behind in all my bills. Couldn't even afford Christmas, I remember back then. So when it comes to being Thanksgiving and being thankful, I'm so thankful. Jim Rohn he also taught me this at the same time. He said, here's the key. Be thankful for what you have while you pursue what you want. I knew what I wanted. I just wanted my kids not to have to repeat the life that I had growing up. I wanted them to feel like they were just as good as the rest of the kids in the world. And I could buy the proper school clothes for them, feed them properly, take good care of them, give them a nice home. That's what I wanted. That was my dream. I don't know what your dream is, don't know what your why is, but I strongly believe I've been working with people for a long time. We all got desires, we all have dreams, and we all have a why. You work on your why. That's my challenge to you tonight before you go to bed. You just write on a piece of paper, a little paragraph or whatever of what you want. What you want. What you want. What do you want to happen for you in this beautiful opportunity called Oliabo? I promise you, folks, it's a red letter day in your life today. And I've learned this about people in general, about myself. You know, doing all that you can do is a very satisfying thing. In this industry, I mean, what do we do? We're just professional visitors. We're just looking to talk to people. That's all. Offer them a great product, offer them a great business opportunity, and knowing that the whole world is looking for natural shortcuts to better health, and they're looking to earn more money. We that fits this company like a well-placed glove. You cannot go wrong. So I encourage you, doing all that you can do makes you feel really good about yourself inside. I mean, it's a sense of accomplishment. Like I've done it. I did the best that I could do today. Friend of mine too often says too, what have you ever given 100% in your life? I believe this executive team that I'm looking at here tonight for the last several months, certainly the last 3 or 4 months, they've given it 100% to bring this to us tonight. Shame on you and I if we don't give it our best. All those promises that you made to yourself, and we all make them. We may not say it out loud, but we say to ourselves, I really could accomplish something if I could find the right company at the right time. You found it here tonight. If you don't have the vision for it, just borrow mine, plug in, get really good at communication, communicate with the people that you've personally enrolled in this business. Some of you have gone, you enrolled a lot of people because it's a free sign up and this is going to be great. And just admit to yourself, you hadn't even been on the phone to talk to them since you enrolled them. You can't build a business that way. I'm going to teach you how to be a master communicator. Now, I'm an uneducated guy, 10th grade education, left school, left home because of the way my life was back in those days. But I've learned a lot about human behavior. And I can tell you, Jim Rohn was right. Be thankful for what you have while you pursue what you want. Write down tonight what you want out of this. Be thankful for the things that you do have in your life. It was very hard for me to be thankful 40 years ago. With my family that I love so much, wanted so much for them, dead broke, couldn't afford Christmas, but I managed to be thankful during that 90 days. After 90 days of Mr. Jim Rohn's teachings, I was earning more money in 90 days than my friends were that had high paying jobs 40 years ago. So I never looked back. 32 years, knocked it completely out of the park. Last 8, ready to retire. Get the phone call from Gordon, and I'm going, yeah, life is back. God knows what fulfills me in working with all of you and watching you succeed. It means everything to me. So don't get caught doing less than you can do. It's very damaging to you right here. Give it everything you got. You won't find a more beautiful opportunity than Oliabo. I promise you. If you don't really consider this and do your best, you're going to regret it. You're going to hear about us. We're going to make a lot of noise because we're going to impact the world for good with Oliabo, and people are going to change their lives. You got some financial pressures. Do what I ask you to do. 1 year from today, I believe they'll be well on their way to being behind you. Guys, I love you all. I appreciate you so much. And Ashley, I do want to comment on your Zoom that you did last night. You were fabulous. You were fantastic. You're so genuine. You're so sweet. Everybody loved you. And we all love you too.
Oh,
She's just one of the guys. She's a lot prettier than these guys, but thank you, Ashley, for last night. Thank you guys so very much for letting me talk way too long. As always, appreciate you all so much.
You're the best, Ray. I
you.
mean it. I usually say that every week. I appreciate it. Give a big hug to Cheryl. Probably be calling you later. We usually do on Tuesday nights. But brother, can I ask you to hold up that pen for a second that you're holding? I noticed that Ray sends me code speak every week. He said
I used two of them.
Okay. Ray does little things, either the coffee cup or the pens, and it's kind of this code like, will you get some pens so I can have a new one? There's like yeah. Ray, there are Ashley's paid attention. There's some pens. There's some stuff coming your way. But you'll notice that there's coffee mugs and pens, and those are two of the things that will be available in Emporio. But I sure appreciate you. Thanks. Ray loves to keep honest people honest. We want to have the swag and represent our brand properly. And yeah, Ray, thank you everybody. Gratitude, the attitude of gratitude that we want infused in this company. There is this is a week where we celebrate the spirit of gratitude, but it should be one that we carry with us the whole part of the company culture going forward always. And yeah, thank you, Ray. I completely agree. My parents were amazing human beings, and they raised us in both the nutritional and the wellness industry and the direct selling industry. And my dad basically would say, hey, you can pretty much get anything you want in life. You just do a couple of simple things and make some big goals, say your prayers, and go to work. And that's it. It's a pretty simple formula. And yeah. So, folks, from the bottom of my heart, I give thanks to Curtis and Joe and Ashley and Brent and Kent and all of my partners here in this little adventure. And I'll leave out names if I'm not careful, and Ben and everyone, and to every one of you. Yeah. Did I forget Adam? He's right there. Adam, did I forget anyone? Ben, we always forget. Ben, one day we will let you speak. This is not the week.
I had a great call with Ben. I had a great call with Ben today, and Ben and I were talking, and I said I was looking so forward to hearing you speak, and we could all hear you, but Curtis couldn't hear you, and he shut you off. And Ben says to me, "Wouldn't it be fun to have a skit every week?"
Yeah,
we're going to listen.
Almost let Ben speak, and then we just won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered in the moment. Ben, yes. Next week. I promise. It's like something like
Tune in next week.
The link with dad or something. One thing.
That's how we're gonna keep drawing people back. I'm gonna give me a chance to speak. Oh, is Ben gonna speak this?
Nice. Next week, Ben, you better have like a really good speech. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a
Blessings.
great day,
Happy
great
Thanksgiving.
night, great morning. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you in the US. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See ya.
Adam. Thanks, everybody.
Recording stop.
It should be one that we
Keep throwing people back. It's gonna give me a chance to speak. Oh, is Ben gonna speak this?